Drop 'em. One hook and I'll rock 'em. One more and I'll stop 'em. Call the fighter, I'll lock 'em. Up 'em. If he reach, then I'll pop 'em. Street sweeper, I'll wash 'em. Homicide, come and chalk 'em. Drop 'em. One hook and I'll rock 'em. One more and I'll stop 'em. Call the fighter, I'll lock 'em. Up 'em.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is, will Jaime Munguia fight a full-time boxer in 2023? I'm watching his fight last night, and the only thing that stuck out in my mind was not the name of his opponent. I don't even know the name of his opponent. But what Sergio Mora said, the Latin Snake said that the guy he was fighting was 100-1 underdog.
Yo, what the
100-1 underdog. Then they proceed to tell the story. It's been a very frustrating year for Munguia. He didn't get any of the fights he wanted, really. So he had to fight 100-1 underdog. So the question is, seriously, because actually, while you answer this question, G, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull up Jaime Munguia's record. Will we see, Jaime Munguia fight a full-time boxer next year?
Full-time boxer. Nah, but I'll say this. The answer is I'm hoping yes. And the reason why is because I don't like how Oscar's been sheltering Jaime Munguia's career. Like, I know, like, they were thinking like he was gonna be next up, like this kid's gonna be a huge star, but you're not feeding them, you're not feeding us, the fans, Jaime in a real fight. I remember when Jaime was the mandatory for Boo Boo, and they refused to fight Boo Boo, and I'm like, yo, are y'all serious? Like, if anything, this will be the best bet, the easiest route to become champion, because it seems like Boo Boo fights like once a year. You know what I mean? So he's inactive. He's older now, and I know it'll be a difficult fight, but, I think, that was his best chance of becoming the champion. And now this guy, I don't know, man. Like, I'm hoping he's going to fight a real killer or somebody that's of name, but I doubt it. But he really needs, so at the very least, is he going to fight an actual boxer for 2023? I really do hope so, because and I don't like using this term, like calling like boxers like cowards and stuff like that. But when you have Golden Boy managing your career, and it's like they're having you walk on like eggshells, man, like, and it's like, dog, it's okay, man. Crack a couple of eggs, make some omelets, like, get in there, exchange with some names, talk trash. Like, he doesn't really do nothing. Like, his social media presence is subpar also. So I don't know, man, what's really good with Munguia's career. I hope Golden Boy, takes him off the leash and let that kid roam, man. It's time for him to eat. And if he could just actually fight somebody, I would respect it.
All right, TVE.
I see what they're doing here, man. You see his record. 41 wins is insane for a 26-year-old. But, maybe they're just keeping them fresh. They're getting them ready for, for the big leagues. I know he's a professional boxer. He's already in the big leagues. But it's like you got guys who come in and they want to get the big fights early, and they're not prepared. They show they're not skilled. I think Jaime's just honing his skills. They got him they got him in these fights that are just like preparing him for when he's ready to step up on. And first is coming out, right? Like when he makes his entrance into the league, into actually fight an elite boxer. Next year, maybe the end of next year, I predict end of 2023, he'll fight at least somebody worthy of saying.
No, the question's not worthy. It's just fighting a full-time actual fighter, bro. Like somebody actually
2023.
Damn.
End of 23. Maybe like around October I give him from September to December. Those last 4 months, he'll fight an actual fighter. But maybe he'll start next year, early next year, I'll fight another tune-up, and then he'll be ready because guy's 26. Yeah, that's not young, but it's still fresh. He's still a fresh fish in the boxing
That's
game.
young, bro. He's still young.
Yeah,
He's still young.
still fresh in the division he's in too. So he's still a fresh fish. So I'm not. I see what they're doing, but those fights you look at them, it's like very wildish to me. So yeah.
Yo, just flashed on my phone, man. I want to say, rest in peace to the original Green Ranger from the Power Rangers.
Oh, Tommy's dead.
Tommy died.
Jason David Frank, yeah, the Green Ranger.
Damn.
Yeah, he committed suicide according to TMZ. Yeah, Tommy Oliver from the original run of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
That dude was a Power Ranger forever, son.
Yeah.
Yo, man, that thing is crazy about life, man. I remember watching the Power Rangers. Green Rangers used to be my day, man.
In third grade doing their moves and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stuff. That's
in the
wild,
schoolyard, getting in trouble. Yeah. So, yeah, to talk about Jaime Munguia, 100-1 underdog. See, this is the problem with growth. Like at this point in his career, he shouldn't be fighting a 100-1 underdog. Like, what is that doing for the people? And no one really wants to see it. It was on actually one of the Spanish channels in Spanish channels in Mexico, because the zone covered it, but you can see, like, based on who had interview rights, the microphone, and what was happening. It wasn't like the zone put anything into it, and it's just sad to see that from someone who had as much potential as Jaime Munguia. Like they show, he came into the game, he beat Saddam Ali. Well, not that he came into the game, but he burst on the scene when he beat Saddam Ali, and then he beat Liam Smith. And so that's kind of when I was like, yo, this kid is talented. But since then, he hasn't done anything. And here we are, another year where we're waiting to see him step up, and he hasn't. He called out Triple G at the end of his fight. So you want to call Triple G, like, but be 42 years old by the time you fight him, then already had all these wars. And yeah, we just talked about how age isn't always the determining factor. But the point is, why'd you wait to fight Triple G? You could have fought Triple G years ago. And G pointed out, Jaime Munguia had a chance to fight Demetrius Andrade, and he never wanted to cash it in. He was Demetrius Andrade's mandatory, and he never wanted that fight. And it's just kind of like, it's funny hearing Oscar De La Hoya saying he's going to expose all the promoters and that are keeping the major fights from happening. So what's happening with Munguia? Because you promote him, and he's fighting 100-1 underdogs. 100-1 underdogs.
On top of that, the dude's 39-0. Like, think about that. How much more experience he need, Ned? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy to me. It's like he peaked years ago when he beat Saddam Ali, and he beat Liam Smith. That's the highlight of his career. That's not how it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. How much do you want to baby him? Is he not progressing at the rate you would like? At this weight, or is it just you don't see any matchups that you think that he can win? I don't understand. It's crazy to me. But I just hope we see him in there with someone with a pulse next year. Like, it's crazy, like 100-1 underdog. And I watched that fight, and it was horrible. It was like that dude just went in there to get a check, and that's really what happens. That's why, like, when I did the audits, when I pointed out how someone may have like another job or show someone's record of them retiring in the corner or whatever, sometimes these dudes just walk in to get that paycheck, take a few punches, and go down. Because they take a few punches, they're like, okay, you got to pay me now. Let me go down. Let me get this money, and let me go home. The only time you can really guarantee, or the only time I'm really impressed with a knockout, is when you knock out someone who has something to lose, someone who can't win, because they know that if they don't win, then they're gonna have to get a regular job. So let me just phrase it like this, right?
Oh,
Go ahead.
it just came to me. Do you think Munguia is just waiting for Triple G or Boo Boo to just relinquish their belts?
He called out Triple G,
Yeah,
but is he really going to fight Triple G? I think
that's what
I think that's a
it's
real
one thing to
possibility.
call a person out, but it's really I have to call you out because the fans is expecting me to do it.
Exactly.
But is it really like I'm just waiting for one of y'all to either retire or just relinquish the belts, and then I could just fight a random dude for it instead of messing with y'all, you know? So that's what I think that's the route that they're looking for.
Yeah, I think you might be right. They're trying to wait it out because they know Triple G is going to have to give up the belts at some point. But so look at it. Like I said, if you have a job and you box, that's cool. I don't got nothing against it. But if you get knocked out, to me, that's not impressive. You got to knock out the guy who needs to win so he doesn't have to get a job. When you knock that guy out, to me, it's impressive. Because now that guy's like, yo, I must win because I'm not trying to work a regular job. I'm a champion. When you find those kind of guys, that's impressive to me. And Munguia, I'm sorry, man. I need to see him in there with someone. And he beat Gabe Rosado, but like, come on, man. Rosado is everybody picks him.
It's like he's a gatekeeper at this point. You know?
So come on, man. Will he fight someone who's a full-time boxer in 2023? I'm going to say no.
Yeah, like why don't you know, what's that dude named the Rev? You know, like the Rev.
Oh, the Revianchenko?
Yeah, fight Eubank Jr. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all all in the same division, man.
I thought at one point Eubank called him out or something like that. He don't yo, listen.
Man, Chris Eubank will take that fight. So.
I think you may have touched on something that may be what they're doing. They're just trying to wait out the division. They just want Boo Boo to move up and they want Triple G to retire, and then they're going to try to take the easy route to the titles.
Yeah, because Charlo, I don't see Munguia fighting no Charlo. So
yeah. I don't know what's going on with Charlo. That's a whole different story, man. I think Charlo may have retired from boxing. But I thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, you can listen to our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.